I shifted to Sweden for my master's studies. I did automotive engineering there. Currently, I am working in Volvo cars in battery lab as a cell test engineer. In Volvo cars, we can take some courses in the industry and upgrade our skills, and also we have a constant discussion with our manager and what skills we want to upgrade and what field do we need to work, and based on that we get projects, and also we can take some courses or take some subjects and study while doing the work.
Super.
That's pretty, like, you don't get stagnant with the knowledge you have. You can always get more. You can always keep learning. I like the work culture in Europe, and also the way of education system. It is much better, I believe, because the way we do. It's totally different how we study in India. When I talk about my examiners or professors, they not only just had PhD, they also had some experience in industries where they had worked practically with the subjects they teach us. So they also have connections with the industries. So which helps the students to learn more about to get to understand the industrial problems and how industry works. My university is Chalmers University, and I did my automotive engineering as my master's degree.
Okay.
So in my first semester, since the education system was completely different from India, it was hard for me to get adjusted to this education system where you need to think logically and in application level to solve the assignments, which is not where the assignment questions are not directly from the textbook or from the resource material you see online. It's always you need to apply your skills with the knowledge you get from the resource. In Sweden, I see there's a lot of industries or organization companies which provide master theses topics where you don't have to do it by yourself. You get the topic from the company and you can work for them, do the research or do the study, and with the master thesis from the industries, your master thesis also get a lot of weightage.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, all of you. My name is Shivaraman, Director of Europe Study Center. We've been doing a lot of interviews with a lot of our successful students. And today, we are going to interview our student, Poshit, who studied in Sweden and currently working for Volvo. Poshit, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay. Kindly introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah. I am Poshit Harish. I'm basically from Mysore. I did my bachelor's in NIEIT Mysore as a mechanical engineer. And then I shifted to Sweden for my master's studies. I did automotive engineering there. Currently, I am working in Volvo cars in battery lab as a cell test engineer.
Wonderful. So, in the era, everybody is studying all these computer science departments. So when I saw your profile, I'm going to interview today, I was really happy. As a core engineer, you're successfully practicing what you studied. Really, really happy. Going back to your bachelor's, at what moment you decided I have to do my master's? What moment?
I always wanted to study more into automotive section, or like in the bachelor's we usually study basic things about mechanical engineering. So I always wanted to get advanced education. So I decided to do masters as well after my bachelor's. So then I looked into other opportunities in India as well as in abroad. So then it struck my mind that I can go to Sweden to do my automotive engineering.
Okay. So basically, you had the plan by yourself that you always wanted to do your master's. Okay. Correct,
Yeah.
right? That's how.
Yes.
Okay. Then you would have had a lot of options, right? UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, even in Bangalore, where you're from, basically, meaning Karnataka. We have a lot of people promoting different countries. Any specific reasons to study in Europe, brother?
Yeah, I like the work culture in Europe, and also the way of education system. It is much better, I believe, because the way we do it's totally different how we study in India. So in India, it's mostly you study for the exam, and then write few papers, you get passed. But it's different in Europe, as you do a lot of assignments and work on real-time solution problems and solutions. So that's when you get more knowledge about a subject or about a
Super.
topic.
Super. So you did not look into other countries. You were only looking at European countries.
Yeah, I actually wanted to come to Europe.
Europe. Okay. Then how did you find Europe Study Center?
Yeah, I did few surveys on Google, so I checked and reviewed all the consulting companies which help students go abroad to study. So then Europe Study Center, like they were one of the highest reviewed and good reviewed companies. So that's why I selected Europe Study Center.
Yeah. And also, Poshit, nobody else promotes Europe like us.
That's true.
Yeah, nobody else will promote that. I'll tell you the reason in the
Hmm.
upcoming discussions. So then
Okay.
you would have had a lot of country options. Any specific reason to choose Sweden?
No, actually, like Sweden was not my first choice.
Okay.
My first choice was actually Germany, and
Okay.
then so I applied since like when I approached Europe Study Center, I we discussed and we applied for various countries. Like I got exposed to a lot of other universities because like when I did my research, I thought Germany was the only it's the best country to do my master's engineering.
Okay.
But when I approached Europe City Center, like I got an idea that the other different universities in Europe which can provide better education. So that's
Yes.
when we applied for different universities in Europe. I had applied for few universities in Italy and Sweden. So then, uh, and then I got selected in Chalmers.
Super. So even in Italy, I can
Hmm.
confidently say you would have applied for Politecnico di Milano.
Yeah,
You know? Yes. And then in Sweden, we would have asked you to apply for KTH or Chalmers.
yeah, exactly.
Yes. What is the reason? Very simple. They are the number one, number two in that particular country.
Yeah. After coming to Sweden, I got to know that how big is KTH and Chalmers
Exactly.
universities.
Exactly. And Boshit, you know, a question to you. Nobody
Hmm.
will promote KTH or Chalmers in entire India. Nobody will promote this other than Europe Study Center. You know the answer? Why?
Why?
Some wild guess, brother. Just a wild
Yeah.
guess. Nobody will
Uh,
promote KTH or Chalmers other than Europe Study Center.
is it because you have high student success rate?
No. Success rate is secondary.
Hmm.
Nobody applies for these two universities which are in the top 100 or something like that in the QS. Nobody applies. Then to the number one, number two public university in Sweden.
Like
The
this is all
answer
I can
is
do. But yeah,
the answer is very simple. They don't pay 10 pies commission.
they don't. You said they don't pay any commissions.
They don't pay a rupee or a penny as commission. When there is
Oh.
no commission, no Tom, Dick, and Harry will promote all these things. Abroad education is all about pushing a student into a university or a college Poshit where they get
Hmm.
paid more. This is where the problem starts.
Oh, okay, okay. This
As
is
a
how it.
student, as a
Hmm.
student who studied in Europe, I also studied in Sweden, Linköping University. Okay,
Oh, okay.
we can only grow only when we study in top public universities in that country.
Yeah,
This is
that's right.
very simple, you know.
Hmm.
And imagine, you would have done the same program in a small Hochskolon or something like that, which is
Hmm.
1/10 of the, what to say, magnitude of Chalmers University. Then life
Yeah, I
doesn't take
totally
us
get this.
anywhere. Exactly. So, with your permission, what I would like to tell the audience is, please, whichever countries you go, study in that country's number one, number two university.
Uh,
All your problems are solved. All that you have to do is sit and study. That's it. Nothing
yeah.
else.
Hmm.
Wonderful. So then,
Yeah, even I accept this.
thank you so much. And then you reach Sweden. You
Hmm.
studied, as you rightly said, we all memorize, mug up, and write the
Hmm.
examinations for the namesake in India. And when you
Hmm.
compare it with it in first semester in Sweden, so how was your first semester, and what all
Yeah.
changes Poshit had to
Hmm.
make in your master program? One more time, tell your university name and course name before you answer this. Yeah.
Yeah, my university is Chalmers University, and I did my automotive engineering as my master's study.
Okay.
So in my first semester, since the education system was completely different from India, it was hard for me to get adjusted to this education system where you need to think logically and in application level to solve the assignments, which is not where the assignment questions are not directly from the textbook or from the resource material you see online. It's always you need to apply your skills with the knowledge you get from the resources. So that's when I found it difficult to implement this, but as I keep on working on it, so I improved in this skill, and also I was able to understand the concepts better.
Super. Did Poshit anywhere think why I did not come here for UG level itself?
Yeah, I thought so, but yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been difficult for my since we didn't had a proper
Information or guidance or
information.
something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Because Poshit, I spoke to a guy in Bangalore. I was shocked.
Mm.
He was telling me some engineering colleges in Karnataka even charge 13 lakhs per year tuition fees. I was shocked. At
Oh,
least in
that's
Chennai, it's like 7, 8 lakhs, 7 lakhs plus or minus, okay, per year.
okay.
And to study your bachelor's or master's in Europe is cheaper compared to, studying in India nowadays. That is how the situation
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
so then,
Mm,
yeah. So then you got used to the education system. Maybe
mm.
in the starting of the second semester or so?
Yeah, in the starting of the in the second semester, I was already used to this system, and I was pretty confident, and I got since it was actually more interesting to study, and it was more like a playful way where you do assignments like and you do projects, you do examiners will give you some real-time problems or tasks from the companies, so where you actually work for the real-time solution. So that's when you get
Super,
more excited to work on it, and you always learn.
super. So in a line, if I wanted to say, you had a lot of perseverance and you had a lot of
Mm.
interest. Both are an excellent combination, and it is a required combination to study in Europe.
Yeah, that's true.
You just cannot sit and give up. You have to
Mm.
go for the extra mile and get it done. So then I always feel, you may have a 100-acre campus, you can have
Mm.
cutting edge laboratories,
Mm.
100 college buses, and 50 canteens inside your campus, but doesn't matter as long
Yeah,
as you don't have high quality professors at your university. If you don't
yeah.
have high quality, qualified, dedicated, knowledgeable professors, it's like Operation Success and Patient No More. Talk to us about your professors, how good they were, what sort of knowledges they possess to the audience.
Yeah, sure. When I talk about my examiners or professors, they not only just had PhD, they also had some experience in industries where they had worked practically with the subjects they teach us. So they also have connections with the industries, so which helps the students to learn more about to get to understand the industrial problems and how industry works, or any research uh, center work. So
Exactly.
that's why, yeah, that's why I feel that examiners should also be, or professors should also be as good as the university, or as good as the facilities universities provide.
Exactly. Because see, our country's NITs and IITs are very special, mostly
Mm.
because of the professors. And plus, all the top public universities, you take in any country, brother, okay, whether it's India,
Mm.
the NITs and IITs, or in Sweden, KTH or the
Mm.
Chalmers, they are closely working with the industries.
Yeah, that's true.
If a
That's how.
university,
Mm.
yes, if a university doesn't work with industries, it's like
Mm.
building a beautiful house without water and electricity connection. It's of no use.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please, about that, industrial connections. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's a lot of gap between what industry needs and what university is teaching us, then the probability of getting hired or probability of getting a job is a more tough job, and you need to upskill, or you need to learn more skills after you do your education as well. But if a university works closely with the industries, or with industrial problems or industrial projects, so then the probability of knowing what industry or a company wants is more, and probability of getting hired is also more.
Exactly. Life becomes more simple, right? Even in
Yeah.
India, imagine, all government and private colleges having excellent professors with latest syllabus, and all the universities children are studying are connected with top industries. Then why should I send students to Europe? And why would I even send postgraduates to Chalmers? It's not required, right? We would have might
Exactly.
as well studied here. Only since that is not available, every year we
Mhm.
send all these 700, 800 students, to
Oh.
these European countries, because without professors, without industrial connection, it's just a paper. And how
Mhm.
many of your friends who sit and complain about mechanical engineering without giving all the aspects to mechanical engineering? See, for example, in core engineering, brother, you have to get to the
Mhm.
bottom of the subject. Just with the UG degree, memorizing, mugging up, and we sit and blame mechanical engineering. I don't take that. Whether
Yeah.
in your case, you decided, okay, I'm going to do my master's, develop my skills, study in a top public university, now into Volvo. That's how it has to be. For core engineering, we have to dig deeper. Then how good were the universities laboratories at Chalmers?
Yeah. The laboratories, like yeah, they had equipments from, like, they also updated equipments, and also some old equipments, like which were easy to compare how good
Okay.
they were. And also yeah, and also we had few experiments where we do where the tasks were basically were actually real problems where we need to solve it.
So they had like primitive equipments as well as the cutting edge laboratory, so that you guys can
Mm.
compare, study, and analyze and learn. That's
Yeah,
more fun
exactly.
of learning, and that's
Yeah,
more easier
you
also.
also get to the basics of the subject, and also the advanced level of the subject as well.
Okay, super. So, what was your final semester project?
Yeah, it was on the batteries where I studied the pressure characterization of a cell while
Okay,
while at different temperatures.
super.
And
So then, when did you start applying for your employment, your job?
yeah, right after my masters, I started applying for the different jobs which had a job request for battery knowledge and
Okay.
cell analyzing knowledge. So yeah, it's right after my master thesis presentation.
Okay. So when did you secure your first job in Volvo? Meaning your first job.
Yeah, it was in January 2023.
Okay.
Uh, it was January 24.
2024. Okay, no problem. So 2024. From there till now, you're working there. So close to
Yeah, it's more than 1 year, more
1 year.
1 year 3 months.
1 year, 3 months. Wonderful. So what's your current designation at Volvo?
Yeah, I'm working there as a consultant cell test engineer.
Super. So related to your final year project, right? Something connected to
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
That's why I
Yeah,
always tell
it's related to that. Yeah.
Yes, that's why I always tell students your final year project could be a game changer. So choose nice topic, job oriented
Mm.
topic, so that it can help you knock the doors of bigger employment. That's what.
Even that's pretty important to select the master thesis topic as well, because in Sweden I see there's a lot of industries or organization companies which provide master thesis topics where you don't have to do it by yourself. You get the topic from the company and you can work for them, do the research or do the study, and with the master thesis from the industries, your master thesis also get a lot of weightage. And
Super.
sometimes
Excellent.
the companies which provide master thesis, they'll hire you.
Super. Yeah. Most of the cases it works that way only. So
Yeah.
then once you started working in Volvo, did
Hmm.
you realize, okay, whatever you studied, we are putting it into practice. There is no gap between what you study in academics and inside Volvo.
Yeah, actually, the only gap is that, like, you get while doing while studying, you do it by yourself. You don't have anyone to support or help. Like, it's always you. But in the industry, you'll have a team, or your colleagues will help you when you're stuck, when you're gone. But what you do is always same. Like, what you
Same.
studied in what you work is same.
Exactly. When
Mm.
there is no gap, Poshit, between what we study and what we are doing in the industries, every child studying any degree will get employed.
Mm.
But what we study in the books is in North Pole. What is practiced in the industries is in South Pole. This is where the problem starts, miles apart.
Mm.
And the society, the neighbors, the uncles and aunties, even in some case, some parents, everybody blame whom? Youngsters, students. Gen Z kids are not good. They are not working hard, right? All the blame ball falls on the youngsters, right? I always
Mm.
tell this, you give them high quality education, okay? Then ask them all the questions. Once we have not given good quality education with experienced professors, these knowledge to the children, how can we ask them any questions? This is what is you know, the problem. So, how happy your parents were when you called and told them, like, Mama, Daddy, I am placed in Volvo. How did they feel?
Yeah, they were actually excited because having working in an international company and working abroad, which made them proud, and they are happy.
Super.
And they're pretty relaxed now.
Yes. That's the whole objective, right, brother? See,
Mm.
we sit and study. You study two degrees, 3 degrees, or 1 degree. If your
Mm.
education cannot get you an employment, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? It's like, it's of no use. I always believe education should help you to develop skills. Okay. And that
Yeah.
skill set should get you an employment. If education cannot get an employment, why sit and study? That's the
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Yes.
Mm.
So also, even though, okay, you finished your studies, you started working in Volvo, but still you have to constantly upgrade your skills, right? The process of constant learning. Talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah, but in Volvo cars, we can take some courses in the industry and upgrade our skills, and also we have a constant discussion with our manager and what skills we want to upgrade, and what field do we need to work, and based on that we get projects, and also we can take some courses or take some subjects and study while doing the work. Yeah,
Super.
that's pretty, like, you don't get stagnant with the knowledge you have. You can always get more. You can always keep learning.
Yes. We have to
Mm.
be at par with the current requirement, right? We have to
Yeah.
be,
Mm.
ready for all the new advancements in the technology. I want to ask
Mm.
you a interesting question. Now you studied mechanical
Mm.
at UG, studied mechanical in masters, and currently working with Volvo. But there would have been, like, some students who studied bachelors with you. Maybe even they got super high grades, in mechanical, but they shifted to IT or some other departments. So, but they will still be passionate with mechanical. So, were there any discussions comparing what they do with their life and what you do with your life?
Yeah, I talked to few of my friends, but yeah, since they chose to take IT, like, right after their bachelors, so they don't know, like, how good or how exciting is the core mechanical, or
Exactly.
how good is, like, you do taking up the project mechanical projects, or some working in a real time systems.
Absolutely. And not everybody, but few of them, which I spoke to them, their heart, mind, and soul always into mechanical. That
Hmm.
IT is just for the sake of profession or money or any parameter. But when you could link up, your passion and your profession, like how Poshit is doing it, that that makes the working or the life much more interesting, right? You don't feel like working; you feel like learning and implementing it constantly.
Yeah, Yeah, that is the exciting thing, and which keeps you motivated while working.
Super, super. That is what is European learning, brother. It
Mm,
always keeps you inclined to learn, and the professors are so helpful and excellent. And it's a straight for example, in your company, I'm sure there will be no politics, no hierarchy. Senior, junior. He is my, what is that? He is my super boss. I cannot talk to him. Nothing like that, right? All very casual. And those who work hard, they are getting to move
mm.
higher. That's how it works, right? In European work culture.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like there isn't much difference between a manager and his manager, or with my team leader. So we are like I feel like everyone's treated equally in a company.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. That is how it has to be. And also talk to us about work-life balance, which is a big debatable topic in India. Literally, there is no work-life balance. There is only work-life imbalance. So talk about work-life balance in Volvo.
yeah, work-life balance in like you get a lot of opportunity. We have a gym in our company, so we can people have opportunity to go to gym before work or after work. And
Nice.
also the companies here give extra amount to take care of our health and fitness, so we can spend on that. And they also promote a lot of vacations. And
Okay.
they an employee can get a month of vacation if he wants to go, or spend time with his family. And
Super.
also I believe that there is like in the place where I work, we don't have strict login and log off time.
Okay.
So it's also more flexible to work. And we can also concentrate on our physical health, or if we need to take some rest, or if we have some doctor appointment, or if we need to spend some time with our friends, or go early to home. So it's
Possible.
helpful yeah, it's more helpful in that way. And apart from that, I heard that few companies in Sweden, they also give pay you extra if you take if you take a vacation days.
Too good to believe, right? People sitting back home in India, they feel like, what this guy is talking about? This is too good to believe. But that's the reality. So
Yeah.
it's literally, see, when the brother, when the work life is not stressful, that gets
Mm.
the best out of you. And you will be giving the
Mm.
best to the company.
Yeah, that's true. I also read a paper where having sports in the while working, or having a sports environment while in the workplace will increase the efficiency of the workers by 10%.
Exactly. In a stressful environment, it's not good for the employees, it's not good for the employer or company, whatever it is. It has to be
Mm.
stress free. And we have to stick to timelines. 5:30 we
Mm.
close the office, we have to close by 5:30. You
Yeah.
cannot push, pull, drag. And that's why you see, youngsters' health is being taken for a ride in India. Everything is compromised for the sake of work. And
Yeah.
you get nothing by compromising your health for the sake of work, which we don't strongly believe in. Wonderful. Very happy looking at all your progress and uh, studied in a top public university. Once I went to Uppsala in the
Mm.
year of 2007 for a paper presentation. That
Okay.
time there were no Google Maps, Poshit. Okay. So we have
Okay.
to ask people and then only go. There was a guy right
Especially
after
in
I got
Sweden,
from the
it would have
yeah,
been very difficult.
very difficult. No, after my train station, I just got down. I asked
Mm.
the gentleman, where is Uppsala University? He started laughing and he told me, young man, the city is full of university. Which department do you want to go? We have in between
Oh.
only we have houses.
Oh,
The
it's like
same
that.
applies to Chalmers, it's huge.
Mm.
Gothenburg is a big city and its
Mm.
university is also huge, having different campuses. Wonderful. And
Mm.
I take all the pride and joy. I feel so happy when I'm giving an offer letter for a student to study in KTH,
Mm.
Chalmers, Uppsala, Linköping, Lund University. That's so happy. You know,
Mm.
it's
Right.
really amazing. Thank you. And you know, super. Great talking to you, listening to all of these things, and taking time out on your weekend to talk to people. Thank you so much. And any last few words that you wish to say before we sum up this beautiful interview?
Yeah, for the students who are looking for education overseas, do your survey better, and also listen to what Europe Study Center says, and also do your survey before applying to any universities. And yeah, Europe Study Center will always give a lot of suggestions and help you navigate you towards different universities. And don't be afraid to come study abroad. You don't know, you might have best opportunities here as well.
Yes, super. And just to add to your point, any
Hmm.
country you go, study in that country's number one, number two university, you are
Yeah,
safe. No
yeah,
tensions, no problems, bindas. You go study in that country's chota mota university,
yeah, it's totally wasted.
done and dusted. But that is what the agents promote, which I've explained you already why they promote it. And I don't even touch those things. Only top public universities. Wonderful,
Hmm.
Poshit. Thank you so much, and all the very best to you for all your future endeavors. And do stay in touch. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
Poshit.
so much.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend.
You too. Bye bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.